reasons for a need for for therapy.
Or they could be running from the accountability
that
they need.
There's so many reasons. On top of, there's his history behind Black folks going to therapists and being locked up about it, being in a mental institution about it.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
From the jump, like one of the earliest interactions with the mental health system was slaves being told that they had some hysteria for trying to run away. Escaping was a mental illness.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 91 of Nightmare Radio Show. It's your girl, Ish.
Is it 92?
It's 1.
Oh, man, I'm always one up ahead. It's your girl, Brittany Kristen. Thank you so much for tuning in to Nightmare Radio Show.
It's okay.
Regardless, we on the way to 100.
We are on the way to 100, and we thank you for coming to our channel today or our podcast, however you are streaming today, whether it's by audio or video. We thank you for listening because you could have listened to anything else.
Yep, but you chose us, and we promise we will not disappoint you. So, per usual, and if this is not usual, if it's your first time listening, we're going to do it old school, just like some church announcements.
Yes, we got to do the church announcements. So, first up, we do have the merch that's not on the screen.
The merch that's not on the screen, but it's on my phone screen. What is going on?
What's happening? But I do have the merch here today. If you want to bring it on in. I got my bucket hat, but this shirt says, if your dreams don't scare you, then they are not big enough. And this is what we believe.
Inspired tee. Yeah, that's
This is what we believe here at Nightmare Radio. You got to chase your dreams. You got to go after your dreams. You got to go scared anyway. So get your t-shirt if you agree. Use our code Nightmare Madness for $20 off of your purchase.
Of 2 items or more.
Of 2 items. We did see some people buy some merch this week. Shout out to you.
Shout out.
Ready for that. Excuse me, hot girl summer with your crop top.
And your shorts.
Get them shorts now. Get the shorts.
Yes. I'm excited to see what the summer holds. Girl, you got to set the bucket hat out one time for me.
I am. I have been wearing it, literally every day.
I'm waiting to bring it back, girl.
I've been wearing it every day. And I got to find a way to wear it on the show.
After you purchase your merchandise, make sure you head over to herwine.com and use our discount code Don't Sleep for 15% off your purchase of a Her Wine bottle of your choice.
Yes.
It is definitely the wine of the season, the wine of the moment, the wine of the year. Support a Black woman-owned business.
Yes.
And get your drink on.
And while you are at it, and I'm getting the timer set for everybody that knows how we do over here. Hold on. Okay. Come to our More Life, More Wine, More Convos.
Yes.
This upcoming month. It's going to be May 25th, the last Wednesday of the month. We are recognizing Mental Health Awareness Month. We are recognizing Mental Health Awareness Month on the show. Get your tickets. The tickets are available now. We also have VIP tables for you and your person, whether it is your homeboy, your homegirl, your lover, your friend,
whoever. Bring them on.
Get your table that comes with wine and hookah if you'd like to do that as well. So go ahead and get those tickets. We will have some therapists in the building and mental health enthusiasts.
Yeah, and it's just going to be an open forum, an open space to learn some new things, exchange some ideas, and if you're seeking opportunities or resources for help, we'll also have those available for you as well. So go ahead and log on to eventbrite.com or hit the link in our bio. Grab your tickets. Tickets start at $10, $15 at the door, but we want to make sure you have a good time. So take advantage of those package deals with the bottles of wine and the hookah. Okay, definitely.
And while we're at it, this Friday is going down at Fancy Pop Gourmet Popcorn Shop.
Yes.
Be sure to stop by Stonecrest if you are on the east side. We will be hosting the pop-up shop with Fancy Pop Gourmet Popcorn. Her wines will be in the building. If you can't make it out Wednesday, you can purchase your wine then. And we will also have the Fruit Jock in the building. So if you saw that episode with Brandon and he brought the smoothies out, if you want to taste those smoothies, you need to be at Fancy Pop this Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. It's going to be a good time. You can bring your kids to get some popcorn. She got the hot lemon pepper popcorn.
Yes, the Atlanta,
cookies and cream popcorn, the cinnamon toast crunch popcorn, the classics like the cheddar, the Chicago, the Shy with the cheddar and the caramel. You've got to come try it.
Word to Atia, bring back the guacamole popcorn, because
guacamole.
It was hitting last week.
Oh.
Yes, I had to make 2 trips.
What?
It was so good. The guacamole season popcorn during Cinco de Mayo weekend. Oh, chef's kiss. She makes all those mixtures and combinations herself. So kudos to the chef and the mastermind behind the brand, Atia Wilson.
Yes, but we are supporting all Black-owned businesses. All of the businesses that we name are Black-owned.
Yes.
If you want to tap in, hopefully we can do this again during the summer. And if you want to be a vendor, please tap in with us. You can email us at One Nightmare Radio Show, or you can DM us. You know how to get in contact with us. Just hit us up. We'll get you in there.
Yes.
All right. That concludes.
Yes. All the church announcements. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to this video. Make sure you share it with a friend. Let us know what you'll be tapping in and looking forward to supporting us in the comments below, okay?
Yes.
Now, let's get on in.
Let's get straight into the culture list, starting with the wins.
Yeah, big win for the city of Atlanta. A big homecoming is set to actually come to Atlanta this summer. The Big Homecoming is a new cultural music festival that will launch its national tour beginning in Atlanta. It's going to be a 2-day experience that will pay homage to HBCUs and allow all of its attendees to experience the best parts of the HBCU homecoming culture.
Amazing.
Yes, so it's going to include tailgating, music, food, arts, more, battle of the band style competitions, drumline battles, dance line battles, you name it. So,
well, if they are gonna have schools tailgating, Claflin, Stillman, if y'all gonna be out there, let me know. If I need to bring something to put on the grill, let me know. Bring a little bottle, let me know.
Cause she just reaching out.
I'm just reaching out to y'all to let me know, because homecoming is a vibe.
Yes, well, the festival has also engaged official collegiate partners, and the collegiate partner HBCU list runs pretty nicely. It includes FAMU, Virginia State, Jarvis Christian College, Clark Atlanta University, Howard University, North Carolina Central University, Jackson State. So Claflin was not listed on the list, but hey,
I don't like
get to it. Shout out to Ashley Little, Dr. Ashley Little. I'm sure you'll be in the building around this event.
Hopefully so.
Maybe we'll catch up with you, Queen. We'll reaching out. But yes, you guys can set your calendars. That's actually going to be the weekend of Juneteenth. So it starts Friday, June 17th. Get your tickets at thebighomecoming.com if you're interested.
Oh, wow. Because guess what? Juneteenth is Father's Day. And guess what? We are honoring our Black kings on Juneteenth, period. Do not let Juneteenth overshadow Father's Day. Give back to the Black kings.
We can also do that. We can do that as well. And Nightmare Radio Show will be in the building Juneteenth weekend for Peace Safe.
Yes.
So it's going to be a really, really great summer. It's live. We got a calendar coming for y'all soon.
We outside. Just know that we outside. Okay.
That's right.
Next one on the list. Slutty Vegan ATL is now valued at $100 million.
Cha-ching.
In the Forbes article, the Culture exclusive, owner Pinky Cole revealed that she has raised $25 million in a series of funding round that now values her brand at $100 million.
Wow.
Pinky plans to use that money to continue to expand. Today, she is opening the grand opening of Athens, the Athens location. So if you're in Athens, it is open. Now today is the first day, and also she's going to open 10 more locations this year and 10 more locations next year across the nation.
10.
So Birmingham, hopefully you are part of that number. Okay, I'm praying that you guys are part of that number, because I cannot wait to come to Birmingham to be a part of that grand opening.
So wait. Homegirl is about to have 14 locations, because she
has 5 now.
She's 15 Georgia locations.
Not even so. She's wanting to really expand, because she's about to open Brooklyn.
Right.
She's from Baltimore. So she's wanting to open some there. She does have a location pending in Birmingham. So who knows where Pinky is going next?
I hope that she This is amazing.
It is amazing.
I hope that she doesn't sell. And we'll get to it later.
Another time. I don't think Pinky is one of those people who are who's gonna sell out, because look at all the work she's doing independently. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she's.
This is amazing. I really feel like a part of the culture, because I can tell when Slutty Vegan is at next McDonald's,
basically,
I can tell Skylar and her little friends, like, girl, me and your auntie actually waited at the food truck park for the food truck version of the sandwich before she had a brick and mortar.
Right.
Like, it was the bee's knees.
Right. But the main takeaway that I got from this article is that she says there isn't much that scares her. She even had said that the fear of failing is a beautiful fear that pushes her to go forward. She says, I've got a fear of failure. What entrepreneur wouldn't? But you know what that fear does? It keeps me on my toes. It keeps me on my grind. I want to know that when Pinky is long gone, what I've created will continue to live on.
That's beautiful.
And that goes right along with the theme of the show. If your dreams don't scare you, then they aren't big enough.
What you better do?
Go to the merch shop right now.
What you better do?
Get your t-shirt. Stop playing out here. But just for Pinky to be in line with what we have going on here, it's super amazing. Pinky, you got to be in our seat soon.
Yeah.
And use our code Slutty Nightmare to get your merch.
Yeah, we might need a collaboration shirt or something like that, because we'll see.
We will.
Holler at us, Pinky.
We will call. Also,
honorable mention for Pinky, though.
Honorable mention. She was the commencement speaker at Clark Atlanta University on yesterday, and she gifted every graduate in the audience an LLC.
That's really nice. I wish I could have been in that audience, right?
I mean, I wish I could have too. But we got LLCs, and when you get that LLC, everybody at Clark, you got to know how to work that LLC as well. So you got it.
The resource.
Know how to flip it. Know how to work it. Know how to do your thing. Is that you, Lord? Are you coming to get us, Lord? Is that you?
Don't come and get me yet.
I think that's just the Peachtree Airport.
We down the street. Yes. So good job. Absolutely. Up next on the list, Kendrick Lamar dropped his latest album. He dropped his new project. It's called Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers this Friday. It is a double album, and it features a bunch of different features from artists like Kodak Black, Summer Walker, Ghostface Killer, his cousin Baby Keem, and Taylor Page. That was quite a surprise for me, although it was literally just like a more extravagant version of the worst of Jody and Yvette on the track. Honestly, this is his first studio album since his Pulitzer Prize winning album Damn in 2018, and he has used his time wisely. I think that it's safe to say that. I think that it's apparent that, speaking of mental health awareness and Mental Health Wellness Month, that Kendrick Lamar has been in therapy. He has definitely been doing the soul work. Not saying that he's a perfect man, and I think that this piece of work that he presents is testament to him also acknowledging that he is not the perfect man. He is not the savior for Black men, but he is someone that's relatable in his experiences and being transparent enough to talk about his trauma, and the impact that it's had on his life and has had on people that he loves. And I mean, this man goes really, really deep across his tracks. He covers feeling like he is not feeling like he was once not masculine enough or not enough of a man because he didn't necessarily like find his space in the gang life, right? It talks about his outlook on the LGBTQ community, right? And his relationship with his gay aunt, who was always the cool aunt until she transitioned into a man. And then in turn, the juxtaposition of his relationship with his gay cousin, his gay male cousin, who also made that transition or is attempting to make that transition into a woman, and how he, battled in complexities with his feelings about, sexuality and his and blood and his family. So it really does run the gamut. He covers sexual assault. He covers cancel culture. He covers the expectations that have been placed on him after being at the top of the rap game, and the pressure, heavy as the head that wears the crown, the pressure that comes along with that. He covered infidelities with his wife and his life as a fatherhood. And I think that this is very interesting and timely to be released in this time. And especially in the way that he does, because it's almost as if he's keeping or he's allowing the reader to listen to like an audio journal of the footnotes of his therapy sessions.
And that's amazing of Kendrick Lamar to do. He has racked up 100 million streams
Yes.
on Spotify,
Yes.
making it its biggest debut on Spotify ever. I want to say, I can't say that, but it's one of the biggest debuts on Spotify with 100 million streams. And this is his last album with TDE.
That's right.
So he's going out with a bang, and I don't know what's next for him, but congratulations to you for fulfilling your contract.
Yeah, fulfilling your contract and doing it with, because they say he's expected to hit 400 million by the end of the week.
Yeah,
he's gonna the best performing in the year so far.
He's gonna surpass Future for now.
I'm glad that somebody else said it. I'm just saying, this is your GOAT. Oh, okay.
It is our GOAT because he has the number one album streaming with the number one song in the country. So we will see if Kendrick Lamar can bump down "Wait for You" featuring Tim's and Drake, because that is the bop of the summer.
I'm just saying that is the bop. I do, because I do love Tim's, and I stand for Drake,
and I do, yeah. Mm-hmm. I stand for Kendrick album too. That people did say it was a snooze fest, but I'm gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Kendrick Lamar.
Them be the same people that be talking about Atlanta and how they not getting into Atlanta because they ain't there.
Because you know what, Atlanta has been so good. But you know what, I haven't watched the
last two episodes.
the last episode I watched. The episode before that I had to skip over because it was just kind of slow for me.
Which episode? What happened in the last episode again?
With Kevin Samuels and the.
Oh no, that was great. Oh, and then the transgender episode.
I didn't see that.
Paperboy? I
didn't watch that full thing because I guess I wasn't paying attention. But the one before that, Trini to the Bone.
That was. I'm sure you liked that one.
I loved it. Yes, with Chet Hanks. I didn't tell me he was in there, but I loved it. I definitely loved it. Okay, let's transition into the L's, baby.
First up on the L list,
Jack Harlow.
Log off for us, baby.
Jack Harlow. My thing about it is this. Okay, so last week, Jack Harlow went on Hot 97 with Ebro, Peter Rosenberg, Laura Stiles during the Whitish Wednesday segment. Okay, wow. Take it from here because I didn't even know that all this was going on. Go ahead.
Because I think it's quite interesting. All right, so during this Whitish Wednesday segment, the host quizzed Jack Harlow on his musical influence and his musical knowledge. Okay, for those who don't know, Jack Harlow is a white boy.
Yes.
He is a white rapper that has perfected the black music sound and has appropriated it effectively. And now, honestly, that G, God is a G, roll up the L. That's my shit.
Yeah, but that is Fergie. But she also
she is also a culture appropriator. Okay.
Right, yeah.
So let me just set the stage for y'all.
Hold on, wait, go back, because Peter Rosenberg is white.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. I was going to set that stage for y'all.
Okay.
Peter Rosenberg is biracial, quote unquote.
What's the two races? White and whiter.
Hey, that's what he goes as. Laura Stiles is Hispanic and Ebro is black and white, or like Dominican and black and white. Okay, so they have this segment and they're literally trying to illustrate the point without illustrating the point. But I think that it's really interesting that these people are the people that are the quote unquote gatekeepers in this instance, illustrating a very clear point that was made. So they started off with some classic key pop, rock, and metal songs. Some Metallica, some White Stripes. They ran the gamut. They gave the new and old and saw where his head was at, where his influence was. Now keep in mind, he's 24 years old.
Yes, he is young. He's younger than us. That's young. That's point number one that needs to be out there. Okay,
he is young, which means his musical palette is not elevated.
But go ahead.
It's not fully cultivated. How about that? It's not fully cultivated.
But whose fault is that?
It probably a portion of his influence or his upbringing. I mean, he's white, but also you have to hold accountability as well. So if this is the industry that you find yourself, we got to get up in. I know she got somewhere to go.
Go ahead.
Anyway, all right. So they started off with the other stuff. They slipped into some classic jams that were known and loved by black folk. He hesitated to identify Lisa Stansfield, Being Around the World, which is a white singer that sings that song, but every black person knows that song. He almost hesitated for Frankie Beverly, in Maze, Before I Let Go. He did not know the beginning riffs of Angel in Disguise by Brandy. And he did not know that Brandy and Ray J were brother and sisters. And so the interesting thing about it is, of course, the radio hosts, they pointed this point out like, yo, how do you not know? They emphasize the fact that he's young, but they're like, yo, these are songs, you can't, whatever happens from this point forward, I can't protect you what the blogs are going to say, because Ebro saying, I don't have enough blackness in me to take you on with me on this one, but you putting out this music and you don't know the receipts, right?
Right.
Well, good sis or good auntie India Ari
has cleared him, because at the end of the day, the thing is this for me, when you are entering into these spaces, as far as hip hop spaces, you need to be able to understand the history and the knowledge and what's going on before you even enter the space. Now, who is responsible for teaching the younger the generation about expanding his palette of hip hop music? I'm not sure.
And the culture.
Drummer Boy is, from what I was told, Drummer Boy is the person who is pushing him right now. So Drummer Boy might need to have a sit down with him and just show him like, hey, this is what's going on. But is he culturally appropriating, or is he just introducing a new style of rap? That's just a discussion that we need.
A new style of rap. What's his style of rap that ain't been done by black folks?
Is it like pop rap? Is it like, what is it? You know, what's it giving?
Black pop rap exists.
Okay, like who?
Jason Derulo.
Okay,
Flow Rider.
Okay,
one could argue T-Pain.
That too, but I just feel
Chris
like
Brown.
if you're gonna come into this space, and Lotto included, because me and Cody had a conversation about this on Twitter. If you're gonna come into this space of hip hop or of this black space, you need to know what the hell is going on before you get up in here.
Exactly, the culture in general, because there's so many instances like. And again, he's young, but I think that he has to hold responsibility for it.
He does have to hold responsibility.
You got to go seek it.
You got to,
because you're the person it don't matter. Little Drummer Boy is not the person that's singing a song and that's in the video,
right? Because
Drummer Boy is producing the track. He's got his street cred. You're the representation. So when they ask you, like when Selena couldn't speak Spanish,
right?
Salinas could not speak Spanish, and she was touring in the Mexican continent, and they didn't like that because they thought that she was a gringa.
Wow. But my thing also back to Hot 97. Do away with this segment, please. Next.
Not for y'all. All right.
Because that's just trash. That's trash.
Yes. Up next, Netflix is still bleeding. It's laying off women of color next. So I know we haven't talked about it on the show yet, but the streaming service has made headlines earlier this quarter when it revealed that it lost 200,000 subscribers during quarter 1 of 2022, y'all.
I'm about to be next.
And they're suspecting that there's going to be a continuous wave to come in this quarter and the quarter after that. This is the first time that the platform has lost this amount of subscribers in a decade or over a decade. So it expects to lose 2 million more subscribers within the next 4 months. And they've responded by raising the prices for customers and, of course, clocking down on the usage of the password sharing. We've talked about that on the show a few times, too.
Yes, and inserting ads.
Excessive ads. Now, we've also talked about on the show how black creators are finding their homes of Netflix. You notice these black creators are also leaving. Kenya Barris has left. Shonda Rhimes' contract is over. And there's a whole lot to be said for reasons why. And we can talk about that at a different time. But most recently, Netflix laid off nearly its whole Tudum website team. Tudum is the website that provides all of the opinion articles and the promotions, like Strong Black Lead, for example, the Instagram
wow.
account. Right. This is all under the Tudum branch of Netflix. They laid off nearly the whole team, which is made of predominantly black and Hispanic women and some Asian women, right? And not just any women. These women are like super duper highly relevant, well known from leading publications such as the New York Times, Teen Vogue, Vulture, that they poached pretty much, that they went and scouted to work for Netflix because of the esteem and the praise of working for Netflix to get this segment of Netflix off the ground, to really just enhance the black, the multicultural, the diverse presence online. Well, with the news of how poorly they've done, they decided to pretty much eradicate the department. And it's crazy because they just hired them in like December. And a large amount of them had just recently received a wage increase and promotions like within the past month or two. And now they've cut them off and given them the boot. So a lot of the former employees have taken to the internet. So in the next coming weeks, we're going to see how things are unfolding because they're talking about the work conditions and the circumstances in which they worked at while under Tudum and through Netflix, and the false advertisement that Netflix did to even get them to come in the first place. So
that's crazy. You know what? I am a person that pays for Netflix but doesn't watch it. I always send my kids to Netflix because YouTube is not nice. I don't like YouTube for my children. I always send them to Netflix, but I don't ever watch it. The only reason why I'm keeping Netflix at this very moment is for the family reunion.
Oh, you do love that show. You've mentioned that show a while.
Once that show leaves, I'm out. That's it. That's all. Because they have also canceled Raising Dion.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
They've canceled They've canceled a lot of these shows. So we'll see. And I just. it just sucks to see that this is happening within the culture.
It's
Because the
interesting.
strong black lead was something that I liked from Netflix, that I like to see from them. So
Yeah.
that's just sad to see. So we'll see how this story continues to unfold.
Well, it's interesting because at this time there are so many other black platforms, streaming platforms, that have the opportunity to rise in the midst of this.
Exactly.
So
yes.
that's
And
when
y'all
we really want to tune in, tap in, check back with us, and see what's really popping as we divulge more of that later.
Yes. Last but not least on the list, Young Thug caught up. This has taken the streets of Atlanta by a whirlwind this week. Honestly, none of this is new. For the people in Atlanta, not the people that you see on the internet, not the Love and Hip Hop version of Atlanta, not the ACL Scoop of Atlanta, the real Atlanta.
Telling
The people been knowing about this, and it just came to a head. So on Monday, Young Thug was arrested after a raid in his Buckhead home for conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, which is the RICO Act, for the participation in a criminal street gang activity. And he's also racked up 7 other felonies, including possession or intent to sell, conspiracy of murder. And he just has racked up so many charges. They've been they've been watching him since 2013. They've been watching the whole YSL
organization,
Young Stoner Life, Young Slime Life, whichever one they want to go by. They've been watching them since 2013, leading all the way up to the arrest on Monday. They have had wiretaps. They have had, you can find access to the 88-page indictment for yourself. In the indictment, they do have wiretaps. They do use lyrics. They do use social media postings from the people that were a part of this alleged gang. I'll say alleged gang for the sake of the people, the black people organization, the company. But they've been following every single thing relating to this beef with YFN, and everything is documented in the 88-page indictment. But some of the things that I want to just point out is, number one, the DA said that Fannie Willis, and she's new, so shout out to her for doing the damn thing, black woman, but she said that YSL is responsible for at least 50 bodies that have dropped in Atlanta.
Wow, over a span of 8 years.
8 years. But my thing is, why did you guys let that go on so long?
That's a real question. But the feds played a long game.
They did, but at the
cost of 50 bodies, 50 families,
of 50 people, 50 families.
Yep.
Why did y'all let that go on so long? Why do y'all have this black woman taking down our neighborhoods, even though she is standing behind it? She went on TV and said, "Believeland,
please protect this woman.
Protect her at all costs," because I don't even understand what would make her get on TV and say something like that.
Which
because
is half of the reason why they've been denied bail.
She's not yet. Well, they have not made bail because they have already passed this case off to the Superior Court judge. The Magistrate Court, he doesn't even want to do anything with it. I'm praying for Gunna because Gunna is guilty by association by his rap lyrics. They don't have anything in the indictment that links him to any crimes. They do say that he has had possession of stolen property, but that's probably going to be hard to prove. I'm not sure what kind of rock hard evidence they have on that.
Now, the only thing is, rap lyrics have been used as evidence for partial confessions in previous cases. Boosie, Bobby Shmurda, 6ix9ine. It's possible.
It is possible.
That's why in New York they tried to do the stop. Jay-Z and Fat Joe and a few of those other artists rallied together to make that bill. I think it's called the Rap Music on Trial bill.
Yeah.
To make it impossible or very less likely to use the lyrics against them, and that rap would be considered an art form.
Yeah, but this is Georgia.
Exactly.
They don't care about us, and they are already gentrifying Atlanta. They're about to gentrify the West End Mall. Cleveland Avenue is literally like an exit or two away from the West End. Once you hop on that next highway, if they are alleging that they have that territory of Cleveland Avenue, then how are they ever going to gentrify it if it's taken over by a gang?
And it's not that the intention is to gentrify The intention, it should be to revitalize the community for its original intents and purposes, and to remove the
ruckus.
toxic cells and things like that.
Yes.
But it is an intimidating instance, because that community is riddled with gang life. It is run by the gang life. I mean, this is about to be a crazy thing. Young Thug is not getting out of jail though. It's a done deal.
I'm not putting my opinion out on wax on that like he did in all of his rap lyrics. However, last mention that I want to put is, where is 300 Entertainment? You signed off and funded all of these raps and all of these lyrics. Where are you guys at? Why haven't you guys defended Young Thug and what he has going on? Independent artists, we've been talking to you guys about this for so long. Stop putting everything on your social media. Stop rapping about the crimes that you're actually committing. Yeah. Because once you get signed to these labels, they're not anywhere to be found. Now, once Thug went to his initial trial, there were 2 people that were on the call to represent him. The judge didn't even recognize them. I'm not sure if they were from 300 or not, but I need to do my research and see, like, what has 300 Entertainment come out and say for this about this case, period. So you guys have funded these lyrics. They're going to fund these raps. They're going to continue to fund these raps, and you guys just need to watch what you say. Wallow, he has been trying to warn everyone for the most part, and I don't think it's just been coincidental that every person he's warned has fallen by the wayside
or in the cell.
Yeah, and that's all we have the time to say.
You just have to choose. You have to choose which role you want to play. You can't play both.
That's all.
If you want to do music, you got to hang all that shit up. It just doesn't fit, and then that's it. Up next, don't forget to vote this week, because it's the last week to vote early in the upcoming election. Then, will Georgia high school seniors finally get the opportunity to learn information that they need to know before they graduate? And then later, we will discuss the Buffalo grocery store massacre. All this and more when we return for the political updates.
Flagging, but that's on me. I'm so sick of wasting time. Can't you see I'm on the line? I'll keep trying to find my wings, and when I do, I ain't never coming down.
Sleep. Log on to eShop and Drop store right now to check out our new Nightmare Radio Show merch. Grab a Drake-inspired t-shirt while supplies last, and use our discount code Nightmare Madness for $20 off any 2 items.
Back, and now time for your political update. Here in Georgia, new Georgia law requires that high school students will need to take financial literacy before graduation. So Governor Kemp has signed a new bill this week that will require 11th and 12th graders to take a half credit of financial literacy before graduating. The course is set to teach students about budgeting and credit. About 25 other states have already enforced this financial literacy course into the requirements for students' curriculum, and these changes are set to take place in Georgia in the 2024-2025 school year. Once this is implemented, more than 35% of students across the nation will have access to financial literacy. And I just am so glad to see this. Honestly, I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but shout out to Brian Kemp for doing this.
That's not gonna age well.
But no, honestly, give credit where it's due.
You're right. That's true.
Thank you for this. It's important, and with my kids growing up in the public school system with Georgia, I'm glad that they'll be able to take a course that will set them up for their future for sure.
Yes, and I hope that possibly they could maybe even do some post education classes for that too, for parents, because the knowledge is useful for the student, but it'll be most beneficial and impactful for the household if parents also had
right, because if the parents can't help them with this homework,
then what we gonna do?
The students are gonna be educating the parents.
Yes, absolutely. Before we get into the next story, I just want to take the time to remind you all that this week is the last week that you can vote early in the state of Georgia. You have until Friday, May 20th, to get out and get your vote in early. Election day is next Tuesday, May 24th, and this election is important because it will narrow down the determining candidates for the Georgia gubernatorial race this fall, as well as the Senate seat is up for grabs, and a few other local positions. Specifically, if you're in DeKalb County, Cobb County has some seats available on their school board as well. Make sure you tap in, okay?
Yes.
Moving on. Woo! Crazy late breaking news from yesterday. An 18-year-old by the name of Peyton Gendon was a white man from Conklin, New York. He shot and killed 10 people and injured 3 people yesterday in a historically black Buffalo community grocery store.
Okay, so he shot and killed 10 black people or just people?
He actually shot and killed, of the 14 victims,
Okay.
10 that were deceased and 4 that were injured, 11 were black,
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
And it is said that this was for certain a racially motivated hate crime. Yeah, absolutely. He live streamed the incident on Twitch. The live stream lasted for about 20 or 30 seconds before authorities, took it down. But I think that 20 or 30 people actually were able to view it before they took it down. But he approached the grocery store wearing tactile armor, and he used an assault rifle. He traveled from out of the community to make this crime. And so right now he's being charged with murder within the first degree, which is the highest in the court of New York. And he is currently being held without bond. Yet again, another instance, as I was speaking to our producer earlier on the show, it's like a textbook description of the type of person that is always responsible for these types of
hate crimes.
Now,
I was wanting to engage in a discussion this week, but we couldn't kind of fit it in because sometimes we have so many topics that come down the pipeline, and it's like,
it's a lot.
What are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
We can't talk about it all. But racism, is it a mental illness? Is it something that is taught? What I really am wanting to know, what is being taught in these homes that are making these children act out in the way that they do? Honorable mention.
The little boy with the
whip that showed up to a Texas home, slapping the whip against a black family's door and being, shunned away from the doorstep to later whip the car, right? And then when the black family, the father of that family, goes to the man's house, he does not want to open the door. Then when he gets to the door, he shows up with the gun. So I just want to know, is racism at this point, when are we going to diagnose racism as a mental illness? Is it a mental illness, or is it just something that is just taught that we would just never know about? Black people will never know. Y'all giving all these tickets to the cookout, everything. Y'all just letting everybody come to our side of life. But we can't ever know where these racial thoughts or these premeditated things are coming from.
That's tough. And I would not encourage the use of giving them an opportunity to
say that,
to use racism, to use the excuse of mental illness for their racial acts, because I think that racism is a choice, and it's an inherent. This is something that I can only think. I believe that this is something that is learned and inherited, and is learned, overtly and very directly as well. But a part of that is very indirect. Mm-hmm. It comes from nature versus nurture, and the presence of both. It comes from overhearing conversations, with your family members. It comes from, like Anisha said earlier today, generational strongholds. It comes from the society and the sanctions that are placed ahead of us, and it comes from the agenda setting that happens by these people that make decisions that we don't even get a chance to have a take in. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if I would be.
And I feel you. We don't want to give them that excuse as far as mental illness, because people are going to use that as a cop out.
But you know what? We were talking earlier today, and all of us, so many of these men, this 18-year-old white boy, he looks just like the booth guy, who looks just like the guy that blew up the movie theater, who looks just like it's a specific type. I think you said it's incels. These are very young, very emotionally manipulative young men, don't have sex, socially awkward, often misplaced, very vulnerable, and easy to manipulate. And they're identifying him as a white supremacist. 18 years old, white supremacist.
Well, if the shoe fits.
How does a person that's so young and feeble in the mind, how is that person able to be like, manipulated to carry out an act as heinous as this?
We want y'all to let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments what you think about this topic. And, it's probably best that we do go live this week.
Yeah.
To talk about the other things that didn't make the list.
I think we should check in.
We should check in with the Dream Kings and Queens. Hey, that's my new name for y'all, Dream Kings and Queens. Hello. But we're going to check in with you guys and see what you guys feel about that discussion.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Should racism be categorized as a mental illness, or do they just need to get their GYST? Get your shiggity together.
And you know what? We're definitely going to unpack that question on May 25th.
Yes.
During our More Life, More Wine, More Combo event.
Yes. Get your tickets.
That's
Click the link in our bio. I'm actually going to drop the link in the description box. So if you're watching this, you can go to the description box and look at the tickets. Or if you're listening to this, you can go to the description box and get your tickets as well.
Yeah, that's right.
So coming up next, we do have Miss Anisha Cooper coming in.
Yes.
A therapist.
Licensed professional counselor.
Okay.
Absolutely. And therapist specializing in addressing instances of trauma in Black and brown people.
Yes. You guys.
Can't wait to see what she's got to say.
Keep it locked. After these messages, we will be right back.
Sleep. Log on to eShop and Drop store right now to check out our new Nightmare Radio Show merch. Grab a Drake-inspired t-shirt while supplies last and use our discount code Nightmare Madness for $20 off any 2 items.
Days keep flying, but that's on me. I'm so sick of wasting time. Can't you see I'm on the line? I'll keep trying to find my wings, and when I do, I ain't never coming down.
Welcome back. We are so lucky to be in the building today with a licensed professional counselor. We have Anisha Cooper in here, and she's going to talk to us about mental health, mental wellness, and her work, especially as a trauma therapist.
Amen.
Welcome to Nightmare Radio, Queen.
Thank you for inviting me. It's exciting to be here, y'all. Like, I watch y'all, I hear y'all, and I appreciate the invite.
Yes, and I feel like I've been supposed to connect with you on at least 2 or 3 things before, too. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to circle back around to one of those topics.
I
one
got
day.
you.
Yes.
All love.
Yes. So, okay, all month so far, we've been discussing mental wellness. We discussed last week signs of depression and anxiety and PDD.
Okay.
I think. And then the first week of the month, we each shared a little bit of our own mental wellness journeys and struggles and stuff. And so at the end of this month, we're actually doing a panel event. We're going to open up the panel with some other therapists, some other mental wellness enthusiasts, and just and increase the conversation. But while we have you here, we wanted to hear just from an actual professional practitioner's opinion, how important it is for Black people specifically to invest in their mental wellness, especially right now with everything going on in the world.
It is vital. It is so vital. There's so much historical trauma that we have to release, that we hold in our bodies. Your mom's, your dad's. And it's important for us to understand that we're not just carrying our own experiences. You're carrying generations of experiences as Black folks, as Indigenous folks, as people of color. So it's so important that you release that. If you suffer from body aches, random migraines, you're like, why am I so irritable? I'm having a good day. I don't understand. If you're going through things that you can't pinpoint, a lot of that is that historical piece that's being trapped in your bodies. And another thing with, especially now you mentioned, with the pandemic, and I know, people are starting to get out more, but that stationary piece, we always say still yourself, and we mean that in the mind, not your bodies. You cannot still your body and get what you need to be released. You have to stretch it out, yoga. You have to actually move your body, still your mind. So Black people, especially throughout the pandemic, we're not moving as much. We weren't getting as much vitamin D, which also affects our mental health, depression, all of that. So in a nutshell, it's us. We love us. Let's go. Get what you need, especially right now.
Right. So what would you say the first step is to unpacking your trauma?
Oh, the first step. It's tricky because It's like, for me, it's very dependent on the person. So me and you might come to me and say, this is the backstory. And the first step for us is going to always be building that trust, that foundation with whoever you're trying to work it out with. You have to make the decision. I think that's the one thing that's the commonality across the board. You have to make a commitment to yourself to show up, because in healing, there's hurting. And we don't always talk through the hurting process to get to the actually enjoying the life.
Right.
We hear healing and we think, let's take a bubble bath, get your nails done.
Right.
Let's, talk through and we're going to just feel better. But it's a commitment and a decision. So the very first step is to make that decision.
That's deep. Recording it. Okay. I see why the choice can be so difficult, for people of color specifically, because you gotta, to make that type of choice to commit yourself, you have to acknowledge that, hey, there's some things that are not, fully aligned here.
Exactly. You have to. And a lot of times when you're dealing with the generational part, the historical piece, you don't know. I remember telling a joke to my family we were at breakfast. And I'm sitting there talking through a memory, hey, kiki, and I look around, ain't nobody laughing. I know we all seen those memes when you make a joke and you realize, oh, that's trauma. And I was like, oh, before I can even acknowledge what's wrong, I have to know what is wrong.
Yeah.
So many things that we've been through that we don't even know.
And you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Oh, this is deep. It's a lot that Black people have to carry. And, of course, then you divide by the sexes, Black women and the trauma that we hold, and Black men and the spaces that they hold, and then there's just a combination of the two. It's,
Yeah.
So you practice holistic therapy?
Yes.
What is that? What does that mean?
So basically, I connect with and collaborate with other professionals that will work through spiritual components, the body, the somatic part, the soma, if you will, that's the body. And then we have spiritualists. Well, I already said spiritualists. Mental health practitioners that might have a different specialty, EMDR, or maybe they do hypnosis. So I basically have in my back pocket folks that I really, really connect with that will meet you where you are. There's some folks that come in and they can't do, my specialty is narrative exposure therapy, which is specific to you being able to tell a story. If you have some type of traumatic brain injury or cognitive issue that will prevent you from telling that story, let me connect you with someone else that can help you get to my process.
Okay.
Or fit you with a different process. So the holistic piece is that we're not just focusing just on the mental health. We're focusing on what physical symptoms you have, what spiritual symptoms do you have. Does it affect your sexuality? Are you able to be intimate with your partner or partners? It's important that we hit all the bases. So when I do my assessment, I'm checking in on where you are so I can make sure, am I the best fit? And if I'm not the best fit, am I the best fit in collaboration with others, or do you need a different approach altogether?
Very interesting.
That is interesting. So, even that's just so crazy. Like you mentioned, am I the best fit? I was talking to a friend and she was like, you got to date these therapists.
Yeah, you really do. You really do.
Because you have to find the right type of vibe, I guess, or approach for whatever it is that you need.
Exactly.
Does that approach change? Like if a person is, continuously seeking that type of maintenance, is it possible as they develop or as they, I guess, get better or more aware, then their approaches and their approaches change as well?
No, absolutely. It's you evolve with your clients. I have clients now that I've been with for 4 years, and the frequency has changed, the consistency might change depending on where they are in their lives, but also the ability to evolve with them had to be a conscious decision as well. They had to communicate, hey, this is no longer working for me, or I prefer this approach. So it's a relationship. Just like, Black women with their stylists. You ever go see a stylist and you're like, you could do hair, but there's a lot of other stuff
that you can't do.
I'm not trying to be here 7-8 hours a day. Okay?
Right.
So
Right.
It's the same thing with any professional. You want to make sure that you connect enough where you feel comfortable divulging your deepest, darkest secrets. Feel comfortable not to be judged, but also are there are they using interventions, that's what the techniques are called, that actually resonate with you. There's folks that I'm like, I think you would do really well with the hypnosis, and especially Black folks, what? I'm not doing that. And I really have to help people connect where they are, what they need, and where they are in their own evolution to help them get the best fit.
Yeah.
Right. It's funny that you say that because historically we know that Black people do not like therapy. Like we've taught that if you go to therapy, you're crazy. So what?
Go to church. Take it to the Lord.
Right. So how do you like break that mold or break that barrier down for people that you're like, hey, you need to try it out.
The part that I really focus on is that it's relational. You have to represent that we exist in this space. So just even being here today, knowing that other Black people are going to see another Black therapist and be like, okay, there's more people that look like me in this space. Also trying to show the variety. There are more button up, therapists. There's hoodie wearing therapists. There's all kinds of like what we deem as professional. Gets to get really creative in this space because most therapists that you're going with, they're either independent practitioners or part of a group therapy practice. They are going to have a lot more flexibility in showing up and presenting as themselves.
Right.
So getting people to see that these are actual human beings is part of the connection. And a lot of times when they meet me, they're like, wait, just on the Uber ride over, she was like, you're a therapist? But we just been like, she really, I could tell that she was like, but you were so personable. And I was like, I don't know what people expect of us. They're like, I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know what the stigma is against it. Like what people have against it, or maybe they just don't trust opening up to people.
Yeah, that could be
like
it.
That could be it,
or acknowledging that they even have something that's worth opening up to about, like acknowledging reasons for a need for therapy.
Or they could be running from the accountability
that
too. They
There's
need
so many
that
reasons. On top of, there's his history behind Black folks going to therapists and being locked up about it, being in a mental institution about it.
Oh wow.
So,
okay.
From the jump, like one of the earliest interactions with the mental health system was slaves being told that they had some hysteria for trying to run away. Escaping was a mental illness. You wanting to escape your master was a mental illness. So that's one of the earliest interactions with the system. So think about, again, generationally, historically, what we hold thinking of going to see this professional. And then the space used to be really whitewashed.
Yeah.
Right?
Because that's what I was thinking of. Like, there's definitely a stigma. Well, not a stigma, but like a stereotype, thanks to the media, the shrink, the couch, the notepad, the that look. But therapy today, because therapy is a lot more common and accepted, therapy today has a different face. So I have a question. What brought you to this role? Like how did you make the decision to say, I want to be a therapist? What was your connection to mental wellness and mental health?
It was definitely a windy road. I'm a biochem background, was going into pre-med. And in that field, I just noticed like a lot of Black and brown folks that we were interacting with had a lot of mental issues that were being like overprescribed medication, or it was just being overlooked. And at the time, the partner I was with was like, I really think that you crying all the time is there's something up. And I was like, how dare you? Okay, I'm just a crier. I'm a Cancer. I'm a water sign. We express ourselves. And I was so offended. But honestly, that partner gave me an ultimatum and was like, if you don't go, then this not going to work. It didn't work anyway. I found out I was gay. So there was that part. So that didn't work anyway. But I really appreciated him because he literally was like, you need to go talk to somebody. And my first interaction was at Georgia Southern University. My first therapist was this white Italian woman. And in one session, she was like, no, like that's PTSD. And I was like, girl, stop playing. I'm good. Like I'm functioning. I'm a great student at the time. Like I thought mental illness looked a certain way. And just because I cried every now and again, had some flashbacks, had horrible nightmares, I used to wake him up at the time, and he was like, what's going on? I'm like, I just had a bad dream. Like, you tripping.
This is regular for me.
This is normal. And that's the thing. We don't realize that this stuff is not okay. Even though it's normal, you're familiar with it, doesn't mean it's okay. So being in that therapy space, getting, first of all, a white Italian woman to make me feel comfortable was like, what kind of voodoo is this? Not to even disrespect the practice, like a voodoo, but the magic behind it to me was like,
White savior complex.
It was so many layers of it. And I was like, I felt good enough to open up with you in this 30 minutes, went back for sessions. And I was like, I don't think I want to be a doctor anymore. I think I want to, well, not a medical doctor. I think I want to be a mental health doctor. And I changed and I went to, well, I didn't change my major. I was a junior.
Right. You got to thug it out.
Right.
Like, I'm going to graduate. Redo. Let's go to grad school. And that's where it started.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I think I've heard a lot of relatable this era
People
of
have
practitioners.
they have transitioned from that science major into other majors because they realized that the things that they were learning that they could apply their skills elsewhere. So that's very, very interesting to know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is interesting. So any tips that you have for anyone that may be
high functioning? Because right now we both over here high functioning and it's probably a lot of people out here that are high functioning.
Yeah.
And especially with a lot of the things that's been going on in the news with high functioning depression, PDD, we talked about that last week. What tips do you give to people who are high functioning depression, high functioning anxiety?
One, rest. Like that productivity, scarcity mindset will set you up for failure. Making sure that you're resting your body and your mind. It's not just, okay, I went to sleep. Like a lot of my clients be like, yeah, I sleep, Anisha. I'm like,
Stress rest.
that's not rest. Rest. Actually do something that is recharging you. Actually do something that lets you breathe a little. And also, like, the way that you buffer your days, some type of morning and night routine is crucial too, to make sure that you're not immediately engaging with the world, because your bodies are just hypersensitive. As Black people, we pick up and hypervigilant to energy, to other people's stuff, if you will.
Yeah.
So if you don't buffer your morning and your night before you jump into your emails and your socials and your text messages, you are highly vulnerable to other people's energies and frequencies. And that will disrupt your mental. So high functioning folks typically have 1,000 tabs in the background.
Ooh.
So
1,000 tabs.
1,000.
You ain't lied. 1,001 actually. So there's that.
Yeah.
But okay, so rest and that's it?
No, there's so many. But resting, buffering your day, and definitely making sure that you're talking to someone. You don't have to immediately jump into a therapy space. Are you connecting with your friends and loved ones? Are you actually telling somebody that you need support? That's so important, to make sure that you're building some type of support system. Because even when my clients come to me, I'm like, what is your support outside of this space? You're going to see me an hour a week and then what?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I want to build you. My job is to make sure I don't have one anymore. And that's the hardest part too with therapy.
Wow.
Is that
weaning off.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to get to a space where it's maintenance. It's not, I
And
need to see my therapist.
And that's the thing, like, Black folks got to understand it's maintenance. Me and my dad had a conversation like this, and I was like, you go to the dentist, even if your tooth don't hurt, even if you don't have a cavity, right? You still go for a cleaning. Exactly. You still supposed to go to a physical like every single year, regardless of whether you're feeling in the best shape or not.
Right.
So why are we making it seem like you only have to go to therapy when you're having a tough time in life?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I'm saying. Sometimes you just want to check in. Hey,
that's been the theme of the month so far.
Yes,
check in.
Yes, exactly. So that's my biggest thing for people, is to be aware of yourself enough so you can even know when something's off. We get so disconnected from our own bodies that we don't even know when something's off. If you end up with a bruise or your toe hurts, something, right? You're like, when did I do that? Because you're not in your body. You're in your head, and that's not going to let you know, hey, siren, something's off here. So connect with your body first so you can do that, which is actually part of my new group series, Rooted.
Plug it.
Rooted.
Yes.
I want to help more Black bodies connect with themselves. And Rooted is a group therapy practice starting Tuesday, 6 to 7:15 on June 7th that will help you learn skills to ground and become more in touch with your own body, your thoughts, emotions. And it's a process group for Black bodies to really get connected again.
Is it a virtual
Yeah,
thing?
it's going to be virtual for now. I've been looking for space because I'm ready to do more of this in person. It's a different feel.
Yeah.
But this first round is going to be virtual until I find a space that's can accommodate because I want it to feel good for us. I want it to be a really good experience.
I'm interested in checking something like that out.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Anisha, tell everyone else where they can reach out to you for your services, how they can connect with you on Instagram.
Okay, girl. Thank you. Instagram is at Hangin' with Coop. That's Hangin' W_Coop.
Okay.
Okay. And then connecting with my services, you can text me at 678-948-6817. I'll send you a link and it will help you get plugged in for a consultation, which is free, 15 minutes. Talk with me. I'll assess what we got going on and I'll connect you to the right resources, if nothing else. So that's me.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your day today. This conversation is going to be super helpful for those that are listening. So
Definitely.
No, I appreciate the invite. Y'all are wonderful, beautiful. It's so good to be here.
oh, thanks, girl.
here to
Add to the
support.
queen vibes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Y'all keep it locked to our channel, to the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to share this with a friend, and we will catch you next time. We'll see you later.